Greetings and salutations, dear Viking. Welcome to another DevTALK. This time I have Paul and Francois with me, and we're gonna talk about theories. Who are you guys?
Let's start with Paul. Go ahead.
So I'm Paul, and I'm a gameplay programmer at Wildwits, and I've been working on Aetheris for the last year, and I'm still working on it for the early access.
So my name is Francois. I'm the co-founder of Wildwits Games. I act as a technical director, and I've been working since the creation of the company in March 2021.
Talking of the game, what is the game? Explain it.
So Aetheris is a roguelite tactical RPG for PC, featuring the original art style of 2D illustrator Gax. You play a group of 4 adventurers scouting a path in order to flee the menacing shade that is about to destroy your village. This quest for salvation will take the group through a series of landscapes until you find a way out. To progress, the group will have to fight monsters and make decisions while making sure the shade does not catch up to them. So maybe Paul will go into the details of the game mechanics, but in terms of target audience first, Aetheris speaks to the tactical demanding fans with its medium to hard difficulty. It speaks also to the roguelite fans with the die and retry plus the skill unlocking mechanics. And obviously, it speaks to the RPG fans with an extensive build capability system. We have more than 140 skills, more than 100 items.
And
Wow.
maybe a bit more for the full release.
Yes, and you can expect more for the definitive edition release in September.
Even more. Wow. So, what is the story about in Aetheris? What is the premise like? What do we see there? Who are the main characters, and what is the story behind it?
Okay, so we play a group of characters that are called Vazards. They're like lizardmen, and they live in their village. Everything is fine, and one day there is terrible shade coming to the village that is about to destroy them, and there is a group of four of them from the village will go to find a way to escape. They see a giant light beam in the distance, and they think that's our way to survive. And then 4 of them will just travel the whole world to go to this light beam to find a way to escape the shade and to help their fellow villagers. They will scout the path for them. The fact is that on the way they will probably they will face many creatures, and they will even probably die along the way. They may end up dead, and in that case, their spirits will come back to the village, and they will have the opportunity to follow to accompany the next group of villagers that will go scouting the path. So the
Nice. So we
spirits of the dead.
we have some sort of like ancestral mechanic there going on. Do you run, you fail, and then your ghost or your ancestors come back to your village and guides the next patch to do better. Cool.
Yeah, and having a spirit accompany your Vadzard will give buff and revive opportunity and some game mechanics to about the build on the level up, to have the opportunity to have more control about how you build your characters. And but there is wait, how do we say that? It's a trade-off. There is a trade-off, and you can't. There will be some narrative options that will be locked if you have a spirit with you. So that's the trade.
And where comes the whole inspiration for, first of all, the art style and this direction? Is there like some sort of game that you saw and inspired you to approach that roguelike mechanics and bring this into this world? And also, the art style is so unique and different from what we normally see out there.
So our creative vision was to have something very different visually. We wanted to have something that popped out, as you said. The game popped out to you, and we hope it pops out to a lot of gamers around the world. So that was our original intention, to have something very, very different. We were very confident, or at least we were okay with taking risks on the visual art style. We wanted to have a strong identity, a visual identity for the game. However, in terms of art style inspiration, I wish I could understand what happens in the head of our art director, but it's been more than 2 years working with him, and it's still a mystery to me.
The art style of Gax art style, he's really his own, and it's been like, I don't know since when he started to work as an illustrator, but he always had his this kind of unique art style that is really associated with him. So I don't know where it comes from originally, but it's Aetheris is really in purely Gag's art style. Yes.
Absolutely. However, I can speak to the inspirations for the gameplay aspects. The game is largely inspired from games such as Divinity Original Sin 2, For the King, Darkest Dungeon, even games such as Faster Than Light, games such as Dofus that you may have heard of. It's a French game, but I think it's been played around the world. It's a tactical online game. So one of the other inspirations for the game was Banner Saga. And actually, there is a little anecdote about that. In the very early versions of the game concept, of the design, the exploration phase, so that's the part of the game where you are faced with narrative events, was supposed to take place on a world map, grid-based, a little bit like Heroes of Might and Magic or stuff like that. And we had this, it was bothering us because it didn't fit the art style. It really didn't fit the what we wanted to transmit as a game feel. It was too bland, too boring. And when we looked at Banner Saga, we had this like magic inspiration or trigger in the brain, you know, and we said, obviously we need a parallax. We need to trash out the world map and make something horizontal scroller. And so Banner Saga gave us that idea to switch from a world map exploration to a horizontal scrolling parallax, and it fits the artistic direction so much better. It looks like an like these children pop-up books with the cardboard that pops up and deploys, and we looking at Banner Saga, we had this idea.
It sounds fantastic because it narrows down the narrative and the point of view of it, and often less and compressed is better than wide and this blown up thing to just feel big. It's better to have something sparky and eye catchy and good vibey and good feeling. Nice.
Yes, and it really took place. There was like some kind of discussion, meta discussion in the video game industry at the time about, how do you give strong immersion in open worlds, So we had also this argument going on in between us and between other people in the industry, and we were like, the most immersive games that we've encountered were like these super linear games like The Last of Us, A Plague Tale also in a sense. We were seeing so many open world games coming out, and we were like, have you felt like immersed recently for real, like to to the bones in an open world game, and how does that work? And so all of these things in our head, plus seeing Banner Saga, we had this like aha moment. We need to change something. We had a lot of aha moments where we needed to change something, but that's a whole other story.
Yeah.
I mean, you mentioned it. Over 60% changed since Kickstarter began, and yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see.
I think another great example is the story that has been trashed, that has been completely trashed 2 times.
2 times
So
even. Wow.
yeah, well, one time when we trashed the open world, that was a long time ago. I wasn't even here, and like 8 months before the early access release, we were like, nah, it doesn't work out. So let's do this again.
Wow,
And
bold decision. Yeah.
so it happened. Yeah.
But no, I understand it because it's if I understood it correctly, the first game that you are creating as a company with Aetheris, and of course your first product needs to be shining, needs to be standing out, needs to be good, that you have a good footprint and a community that builds up trust to you for quality and will return for more products from your timeline. So big claps for that.
And also to draw a little bit away from games in the narrative events, we draw inspiration from the series of books You Are the Hero. You know, these books where the text inside the book takes you on choices. If you want to open the door, go to page 37. If you wish to cross the bridge, go to page 100, etc. And you have your little pencil and paper alongside the book. We used to read that when we were younger. Obviously, today we play more tabletop RPG, tabletop role plays, tabletop a lot. So these have, as you can see in the game, inspired the gameplay.
Yeah. Well, in addition, we could add that the creative director of the game was before was Darkest Dungeon modder. So
Oh,
it does tell a lot about where what inspired the game in in the past. So
that sounds amazing.
that's where the game come from.
I mean,
Like
it's some amazing inspirations and like frame rates that you're getting ideas and inspirations from. Now that we talk about mechanics and inspirations, let's say we just start up the game. What does the player do? Does he have to keep an eye for? How are the basic mechanics at play? And how does a run for a player go? Before we hop into the gameplay, maybe just theoretically.
You want to go for it?
Yeah. Okay. So we play, as I said already, but we play a group of 4 wizards, and those wizards will go through the different areas. There is 7 different areas in the game. In each of those chapters, so they will face some narrative events that will determine what comes next, and there will be also, of course, some fights and those fights are turn-based on an X grid tactical fight, and in these fights you will face a lot of monsters, and after killing them, or if you kill them, if they don't kill you first, you will gain some XP, some loot. And then your characters will level up, and you will have access to those 150 skills, 150 skills that are dispatched between 4 type of personality traits.
Okay.
So you have to choose what the personality of your wizard will be, and according to that, they will access different skills. There will be different skills available, and of course, you can associate multiple traits for the characters that will allow you to do choose what will be their build. There is a lot of
Can you give us a quick
versatility.
example, like what trait and what ability?
So you have 4 traits, and there are rationality,
Mm-hmm.
brutality, empathy, and spirituality. And for example, brutality will allow you to have the more physical damage, and physical resistance, like something that will allow you to gain more damage,
Mm-hmm.
to knock back enemies, to jump on the enemies, that kind of thing. And the empathy will have the vast majority of healing skills. Rationality will be about traps and and crits, and spirituality will be mostly magical damage. Like and some support skills too. So that the main thing. And you can make like an example would be to make rational and brutal Vazard that will
Okay.
allow to have a lot of crits with high damage skills, physical skills, to have a combo that will allow you to deal even more damage.
Okay, so for my understanding is we get 4 personalities that you will be able to shape in whatever direction you want them to be. There's no
Yeah.
like given path that it is this class that you get, as we had talked about inspiration from Darkest Dungeon, where they're like set class with set abilities. That sounds
Yeah.
for an amazing amount of replayability. What kind of a roguelike factor is there happening? Will you start your next run with more XP from the first run? Will you have like items that you can use? Will the village kind of be growing and give you more access for your next run? How does that function?
So the roguelite aspects are the first one will be the spirits. When your
Mm-hmm.
Vazard die, you have a spirit, and the more high level your Vazard are, if your Vazard is when he dies, you get a more powerful spirit that will allow you to be even stronger for the next run if you play with spirits. The other roguelite aspect will be you unlock skill. Like if you kill this monster, you will gain this new ability, and this ability will be forever unlocked for your next runs, and even for your next save files. So even if you your save file is lost at a point, you can start a new one with the skill you have already unlocked. I'd say that the other roguelite aspect is you start the game with like 16 Vazard in your village,
Mm-hmm.
and if you start a new save file with a new skill unlocked, you may have a new type of villagers. Like
Oh.
the abilities they start with may not be with a new unlocked skill that you unlocked before. And the last roguelite aspect would be a bit like Noita. Um, it would be just, well, you know more about the game, so you know what you can choose, what is a good choice, what is not, and how to fight this enemy, this monster. There is that aspect too, and of course, there is a bit of random in some fights.
Mm-hmm.
There is a lot of fights. There is a lot of paths you can choose. There is a lot of random between the like there is some fight you can have like 3 or 4 different fights at this point. So according to what you choose, or just a bit of random, you will have slightly different fight, etc.
That sounds intriguing. A lot of RNG, a lot of randomness to it, and from the sound of it, it's bound to your profile, your progress, not necessarily to your save file. So whenever you start a new run, you have new mechanics, new resources, new things to play with, and make your next run better. Is how how easy can one fail a run? Like, can you run out of your initial, what you said, 16 villagers? Can you run out of them really quickly?
Well, if
They're smiling. That's evil.
it means that a save is is for 4 runs max, and well, if everyone is dead, everyone is dead. So
That's
I
totally
let
fair.
the player find out what happened in that case. But um, it doesn't mean that you really lost something. You can start a new save file and you'll have new villagers. You'll still have all you unlock all skills you've unlocked before. So the game will. It's not that punishing, but it just you'll have an empty village. So so the village is kinda doomed at this point.
I
But
mean,
yeah,
that's
so
the magic of roguelike, right? So we ever have this
yeah.
trial and error kind of thing, and roguelike audience are normally used to fail a lot and retry and fail and retry until they figure out the nice combination of going through. And I think that's also the magic of it, to have a game that is hard, especially as me as an old school gamer. I know that games were hard back then, and you kind of tried them 1,000 times until you finally managed to beat that first boss, or until you finally managed to go through that first obstacle. And I'm happy when the game developers are going for this difficult approach instead of this, I'm gonna hold your hand and will guide you easily through this whole experience, and it will be eaten in
Yeah.
piece of the cake.
I'd say so in terms of difficulty, so I'd say we are not as difficult as a Darkest Dungeon. We're a bit less, we're a bit easier than Darkest Dungeon. So the hardcore Darkest Dungeon fans shouldn't be too challenged with the game, but there is still challenge for them, I'd say. But it won't be for a new player. It won't be as hard to start with Aetheris than it would be to start with Darkest Dungeon for tactical fights. So, but we see a lot of we see a lot of players that can reach an end of the game like in 15, 16 hours if they are if they have a lot of experience in the game. And for newer players, I think it would take them 25 to 30 hours to complete the first like to complete to do a complete run of the game. But for the players that have a little more like experience with the genre, I they can we let the option to play the game without spirits, where there is with which leave less chances. Yeah, well, there isn't a revive opportunity. If they're dead, they're dead, and so there is this playing without spirits is kind of a harder mode for the game. So that's the way that it's intended to be played for the more experienced players.
I'm excited. I'm excited. I can't wait to hop in a bit and show everybody what we're here talking about. Talking of Aetheris, what is your most proud imprint of the game that you made happen in its production? Maybe in its art direction, maybe in the storyline, mechanics. What was your touch where you're like most proud of, where you can tap your shoulders like,
Uh,
I did this?
you, you go first.
It's a good question.
um, I think I know for me, but
Things that we made and that are in the game, or things that we are proud of in the game.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know that for me it was like to encourage the whole team to do more, to put more juice in the game. Like
Yeah.
to say to everyone, just make sure that everything is juicy as hell, and that we need to have that any action that the player may the player do, it should be very stylish and feel good. And
Uh-huh.
so I think I was the first to be highly to always talk about that. Like Yeah, just add more screen shake. It will be it will be good. And so, but I don't think that a lot of juice come from me. That is in the game comes from me. There is a lot of person in the team who worked hard on adding more juice to the game. But I think I was the first to say that if we want to make a
We
good
need
game,
more.
we need to put a lot of juice in the game. So I
That
think
sounds
that's
fantastic.
the thing I'm the most proud of on the game.
So basically, you're to blame that we are getting very tasty combat and very powerful feeling. Nice.
Game
What about you,
feel.
Francois?
Plus. I think that what I'm most proud about is it's not really like something that is like an object or
Mhm.
something in the game. It's more about how we came to the level of quality that we have even in the early access phase. So I would say that the thing I'm most proud of is pushing the team to iterate over and over and resist. You know this feeling that when you do something, you don't want to trash it out, especially when you work in the creative or in the coding business. You're kind of holding on to what you've made, even if it's meh. And I think one thing that I'm proud of is pushing the team to iterate over and over and make better each time. If you look at the game, at this, how it was 1 year ago, 2 years ago, it was not at the level it is today.
Yeah.
And we have so many anecdotes about things that we designed, we prototyped, we put in the game, we tried out, we felt respected our original intentions, but were not good enough.
Didn't enjoy the.
We've trashed so many stuff in the game. I think if you look at the Kickstarter campaign, I think you can realize the amount of polishing is a euphemism. It's like
There is like I think that on the Kickstarter page there is almost one like I don't know 50-60% of what is on the Kickstarter page that has been drastically changed for the final version. Yes, at least.
Ooh.
At least.
I can maybe mention a couple of anecdotes about that. For instance,
Sure, shoot.
I thought you'd say the fog effect.
the fog. Yes.
It was you.
It's true. It's true. I can start by that. We'll go to the anecdotes right after that.
hit us with the fog effect. What did you do?
A little clap. You can cut here. So one thing I'm very proud of the game that I did myself was when you play the game and the shade starts to catch up to you. There is like this fog moving up to you with this swirling effect. And the reason why I was working on that, because I'm not an artist, I'm a programmer. I like code. I don't like. I'm not very good at visual effects. But we were just out of the Stunfest, which is like a public festival where we presented the game.
Where there is a lot of indie games. That go to this event.
And we did not mention it, but there is like a timer, like the shade catches up to you. Each event, each combat brings the shade one day closer to you, and it's a bit stressful. Well, it is stressful now, but 1 year and a half ago, it was not stressful at all. There was no indication. There was just like a tiny threat bar at the bottom. And we had one feedback that came over and over, which was basically,
I don't feel threatened by the fog.
I do not feel threatened by the shade, so I do not understand that mechanic. And I was kind of pissed about that because we had no idea how to change that. So I said, all right, you want to feel threatened? I'm gonna take this asset and this asset that looks like a shell. It was something like of a claw for a monster. I don't really remember where it came from. And I took it. I took like hundreds of them. I put them in the game. I gave all of them by code a little swirling motion, and I made something that would just slide in when the when the shade would catch up, I showed it to one of the team members, and he said, "Ah, that's good. Now multiply it by 4. Put it one in the background. Put it one in the foreground. Like make it like even more." There was already like 1,000 assets on screen, and we pushed it to like a huge number. And I showed it to the creative director, and he said, "Oh yeah, that's threatening."
We had some thunder, and it was great then.
Yeah, and then we added the thunder, and it was great, and we felt it was a good thing to keep, and yeah, that's actually something that has not been touched a lot since.
Yeah, and then people felt threatened.
And then people start to feel threatened. Yes.
Very good. So we have from Paul a lot of juice, and from Francois the threatening menace of the shadow catching up to you, make it feel very dangerous. I'm excited. So
The power
Aetheris.
of copy pasting assets.
I mean, it's powerful. It's powerful. Aetheris coming out soon. What kind of plans do you have? Do you hope if let's see if Aetheris is a huge success, do we see additional content for it, or are you planning already on project number 2, if you're allowed to see that?
We already have a second game. We already are working on a second game.
Mhm.
Like everyone who was like on Aetheris, there is like some aspect of the game that do not need work
Mhm.
now, like the story. The story is complete. There will be
Localized.
and localized. So
Ooh.
we don't need to have our writers and our narrative designers working still on Aetheris.
Mhm.
So it's an example, but we have other person. So we there is a lot of person on the team that are working on the second project now. And there is another team still working on Aetheris for the full release in September. So what will happen if we have a scope, a precise scope for the early access? I don't. What will happen if the game is a success? It's not really defined yet. I think you know more than that.
If the game is a success, we will be very happy, and that's good enough for me.
Exactly. Exactly. That's what I
Yeah.
wanted to hear.
Well, our main objective after the release of Aetheris will surely be our second game that is on Kickstarter right now,
Mhm.
Crown Gambit. So yeah, we'll be working hard on the second game after Aetheris, probably.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Well, to summarize it up, we have TRPG mixed with roguelike mechanics, mixed with a very unique popping out art style, where a menacing shadow is trying to catch you up. And I can only encourage you to check it out. Links will be all in the description down below that you need to check out, even their future project that is going to Kickstarter. Last words from you, Paul and Francois, to the audience.
Well, I'm very happy to have created this game. It's every game that releases is a little miracle. So I'm very proud of the team. I'm very proud of what we achieved. We wanted our first game not only to be a crash test in our abilities, but a truly fully fledged game with a great game feel that showcased our ambitions for the studio. We wanted to have this good business card as a studio, to be identified as the studio who made this game, and I think we achieved that, and I'm very happy for the game that we made, and I'm confident that we will make an even greater game with Crown Gambit, which is in Kickstarter right now. So make a pledge.
And
What about you, Paul?
I'd say too that I'm really proud of the team we are working with. For almost everyone on the team, Aetheris was the first game they even worked on. Like 90% of the team
Mhm.
was that's the first game for almost everyone, and I think that everybody did a wonderful job for first game. It's I'm quite impressed with the work that my teammates made on the game.
And you should. And you should. Talking about the game, we're gonna hop right into there. What amazing people Francois and Paul are. Welcome to Aetheris, or Aetheris. And look at the art style. We were just talking about it before the interview, and this is looking fantastic. I love the vibe of it. I love how the visuals are playing, and I can't wait to hop in with you together. I played and dabble around it a little bit, so I have an easier time to explain you things, how things work, and we're gonna stick together here for around half an hour to have a look into the depths of Aetheris. Let's have a look. But before we hop in, Aetheris is on sale right now, before I forget, so feel free to check it out. Link is in the description and down below. A wonderful sale. If you like what you see, check it out. Now is maybe your best time. Man, I love this. Big kudos to the artist. We're gonna start a new game from the get-go, from the very beginning, and we shall dabble also a little bit in the tutorial, because it's very good explanatory. And such the gates open. Yesterday, the world cracked open. Or a Vazard warriors were enjoying a gnat's stew when the earth began to shake. The sky filled with clouds, and a huge black mass bursts from the mountain above their village. The shade began to spread. Brave warriors choose to examine it more closely. Ooh, wow, this is trippy. And here come our brave warriors. Moving forward. Does that one in the back have a gun? Lani, Dungeor, Zakazue, and Hobu. This is cute. So if you type tab, it will show up their HP. And basically also that's how you play it. You have a side-scrolling adventure going on. Later on we're going to have some hot points on the bottom showing us where we're going to meet stuffing. But these are the four who are exploring that shadow that they meet. Out of the wars, the shade has engulfed everything. The roads, the ground, even the sky. Lightning rolls and bursts out of the strange opaque fog faces them. To find out what it is, they have only one choice: move forward. Like the fog example. Pray to scatter the frog. Even the spirit prevents you from making this choice, far too risky. Run away while there still is time. Skip the tutorial, draw a weapon, and get closer. Let's do that. Let's play the tutorial. The warriors brace themselves and prepare to face the shade. Oh, this is scary. Now I know what he meant about that the shade is created to be way more menacing and scary. The shade has caught up with you. Placements. Okay, so we have a placement phase where we can choose each and every character of us and place them in the highlighted zones. We can have a look at our enemies over here. Right-clicking to them gives us some information about what they are, who they are, what the range is, etc., etc. So, 2 Shagnans are close to one of your allies. Move the designated buzzard to the blue tile to get closer and support them. We are moving in over here. We can zoom in and zoom out. Exactly, we can hold the mouse wheel to look around, or we can move to the borders to move around with the camera as well. Got it. Great, now press ready. There we go. New round. Every round there is an initiative roll. As a tabletop RPG fan, this is already triggering me in a happy way, and we got a 69. Nice. Each round, the order of the turn determines by the dice roll plus the character's initiative. There we go. So he goes first. Our dear friend over here. We click also on the portrait. Will show us the same thing. Combat effects. We don't see anything happening on them. And with time, we just have to learn what kind of abilities they do. Maybe at a later point, we might learn what abilities they do exactly. And 2,300 HP. What? What has so much AC? Oh! What the frick is that? Is that the shadow?
the all-devouring creature. Oh my goodness, this looks very menacing. You can also click top of the right screen to go directly to that character. Okay, gotcha. Getting attacked. We're getting attacked. For this sake, we're gonna quickly turn down the gameplay speed as I have it on fast. Let's have it on normal. This monster has beaten you up proper good and has inflicted an effect on you. Poison. So if I have a look at the character sheet now, we can see that we have an HP loss over here. Poison for 1 turn, 3 HP. And we're glued, losing 3 AP. Oh man. So we're gonna move to the designated tile over there, and we are gonna do a snare trap, as this character will be next and very likely go for us. There goes the trap down. And we're gonna shoot at him. Oh, wonderful crits. Very powerful attack. I love it. Let's click the hourglass. There we go. It's snared. Perfect. Your allies in a bad shape, come closer to them and use urgent care. I'm gonna move behind him. I'm gonna use urgent care on him. Heals him up, and the poison seems to be gone as well. So, bestial leap. Gotta jump from here. What a wonderful hit, and one monster bites the dust. So, turn-based combat, lots of abilities. Our friend over there died, but got resurrected by a spirit that came with us. So what happens here, whenever your warriors die and your run is over, these warriors will turn to spirits that you can use in your next run to guide and protect your warriors. What happened right here, this warrior died and he had a protector with him that kind of resurrected him and gave him a second chance, you could say so. Exactly. It can be a residing spirit, and there's SP as spirit points over here. And then we have right to the action points, and then we have the movement points and the HP. Very nice, clean interface to explain everything. Got it. Unlike action points, the movement points, spirituality points are not recharged. Exactly. The SP points need to be recharged on a fireplace, and you have to choose there to meditate. But we're gonna come to there. Click on the destructive orb and aim at any enemy. Let's aim at him over there. Oh, it hits everyone. Wow. Boom. As you can see, dead enemies are removed from the game sequence. The Shagdo that was supposed to play the next won't be able to bother you after all. Nice. Oh! In the face of the abomination, do you stand any chance at survival? The spirit of the warriors who have just lost their lives might be able to help the next brave adventurers who dare to face it. And thus, the big creature has ended us. I wonder if you can get at some point so powerful that you can beat the creature of the shadow. The art style is so interesting. It's so unique. I love it. The warriors never made it back. Something emerged from the shade, eating them alive, spreading panic. Is it a cataclysm the prophecy spoke of? The shade keeps spreading. It is now open and will take action. You and 3 other Vazards have offered to seek a safe path to help the village escape the wilderness. Make haste. The shade quickly catches up with anyone leaving the village. So the village is somehow in a safe, or at the moment safe area, you could say. It's kind of protected, and there you choose your villages that you want to take on an adventure and go out into the wilds, hoping to find a new path for your other villagers. Spirits are protecting us. There we go. The lost souls that died coming here into the sanctuary. Super nice animatics on that. So now we can select a party on our own, where we can go and choose whomever we want from our village, and min-max it on our own. Of course, I'm just gonna go for the sake of the video here to be quicker. Suggest party. So we got Flibbles. We've some spirits that join them, that gives them all kinds of plus crits, plus power, etc. So Flibbles. Hubas, Mikalos, and Naudas. Let's tackle it. Pick me, tougher than the others. All is made clear now. And they line up. So we have as many runs as we have the villagers going. When the villagers are emptied, we lost our run. But all that you unlock in your roguelike mechanics as you play forward are saved to your save file. So you're just going to get a new village with new people and you try it again, but you have already all the unlocks that you did when your previous runs, and it will make it more easier for you. And as we heard in the interview, we have a multitude of potential skills and combinations that we can do. So now the units are moving from spot to spot, where we have to choose certain things that will trigger events for us. A little bit like Francois told it with these adventure books. You want to open left door, read on page such and such. This is it. You just got out of the village. You're trembling in excitement, adventure calls, even though you don't know which way to go. Let's pay a visit to the watchtower. You take direction to the watchtower. Cool. There we go. So a lot of decision making, deciding how your run goes, and it gives a lot of replayability to it as well. On your way to the watchtower, you spot something on the road. The corpses of 3 buzzards are lying there, their faces frozen in terror, the shade, no doubt. Close their eyes and leave them there, shake the sadness away and get moving. Let's close their eyes and leave them there. It's not easy, but keep going is the better option. You have a whole village to protect, no time to mourn the dead. Ubas recovers 30 experience points. Well, there we go. What happens here, every time there is somebody at the front taken over after each event, so it will always affect either the person in the front or all the party, depending on the event, and it will be more difficult as we move on. So get ready for a fight. There we go. We have in Flyart to fight against. In this year, we can have a look at our items really quickly. We have flips with gates 8 Dodd. Dodd is dodge, so we have 30% chance to dodge with him. He has a powerful stroke that inflicts damage and lowers the defense of somebody. So attacking with him first and then with the others might be a good tactic. So he's kind of dodgy. Then we have Hubas, who is a healer with urgent care and gives dodge to adjacent characters. So we need to have him in the background, taking care of the others. Is this using AP? This is using AP, no SP. Okay, so we can heal around a lot. That's pretty nice. Then we have over here Mikalos with a flying dagger and a snare, and removes movement points from the enemy. Traps now inflict bleeding as well. Okay, so we have down here the passives, up here the active abilities. Then we have Naudas, who's apparently a brute. He has a war cry, gives strength to all allies in the turn. Strength does what exactly? Additional damage dealt by physical attacks. So the higher the strength is, the higher we hit. Okay, and we have impressive muscles, gain 1 strength every 2 levels starting at level 1. That's a nice feat to have. I wonder if you get this feat later on and you level up, if that will also trigger and impress or push your strength level. So looking at our statistics over here, we have accuracy, of course, that's self-explanatory. We have the dodge chance, we have a crit chance, we have crit damage, we have strength that increases our physical attacks, we have defense that will ignore physical damage, we have power that will increase our magical attacks, we have magical defense that will ignore magical damage, then we have the range, additional range and range attacks, and then we have the initiative. Nice. Very clean overview. I like it. This is our inventory that we can give them. Apparently they have 1 slot for the inventory and 2 slots for some trinkets as they move on. We can see up here the health points, the maximums, maximum spiritual points, maximum action points, and maximal movement points. All of them are moving 3. We have nobody who's really a runner. And funny enough, our healer has the highest HP, and our kind of front brutal tanky character that I might use has the lowest. Or I could grab Fleebs to be the frontliner, as he has the highest dodge chance Even our healer has the highest dodge chance. Interesting. Interesting mix. Okay, let's attack. Let's have our first fight. Let's get it going. So, placement phase. We can now play rounds. Let's see. Let's see. We have you. You should be the first one to attack. Let's place you up here. If I have people adjacent to him, they get a higher dodge chance. So we're gonna be very close up and focus on one target. Let's get ready. Initiative roll. We are rolling 6 is 11, 7, 11. And nice. I wonder what determined there to have the monster go first and not us if we have the same number. Normally games are giving the advantage to the player instead of the monster, but maybe because we have already 3 people going at, the game decided, okay, let's make it a little bit more difficult and tackle it. I love it now that when you hover over a creature, you can see their maximum range, how far it will go. That's perfect. That's perfect. It was not in there before, but they just recently patched it in. Amazing. So we're gonna make like this. We're gonna move up. We're gonna shred him with powerful stroke. There we go. Shred it. His defense is down now. And we're gonna go and attack him. 1, 2 attacks. Perfect. The shreds took away 2 SP points, but that's okay. And we're gonna stay here. Then comes our lovely friend Nudis. For 3 turns, gives strength for all allies. Let's do it. Warcry. Wow. I'll give it a kick. Lovely commentaries as well. Amazing. Okay, the Warcry did take away some movement points, so we cannot attack from here. No, we don't have the range for it. Perfect. I'm gonna move up here and just remain here. We're good. See? And I'm gonna move to you. The snare takes away 2 points. This is 3 points. So I'm gonna put a snare over here. Because we don't know how the next initiative roll will be. This order will not remain. Every turn it will be re-rolled. There we go. First target bites the dust. And I'm gonna come over here. There's the new roll. He's second in line. So I can place another snare over here. And I shall just wait. As for you, I'm gonna move over here. And wait. There we go. First snare, and he attacks me. I should have moved away. I should have moved away. That was unnecessary damage there, but that's okay. Let's move around you. Here comes the crits. Oh, I love how juicy, as Paul told us, are the heavy hits. And the victory, now the XP, is being shared. I would love here to the XP to be go instantly in all directions instead of waiting one by one. Just to speed things up. We got a bone stick out of this. Let's have a look here. No, that's the codex, my bad. Inventory. So we're back at the map and we're coming to the first encampment. Here at the encampment you have 4 things to do. You can run, that will give you more days, as the bottom left shows, until the shade comes and picks up with you. You can pray to rejuvenate your SP, your spiritual points. You can rest to heal, or you can train to get a level up. And I think in this case, we're gonna train. We're not really in the time pressure yet, so leveling up our creatures might be the best idea. But before that, I would like to, if I can, go to the character sheet. There we go, and we found a bone stick. So you are our healer. What does the bone stick do? The bone stick gives us +2 power in terms of magical power. I wonder, does my increase in power also affect my heal power? 6 to 12 if I heal somebody. What if I now equip this here? The bone stick. It doesn't have the same hitting power as the club. But let's have a look. With the bone stick, it still says 6 to 12. Okay, so it doesn't affect the healing itself. So probably just magical attacks per se. So we're gonna keep back with the club and remain with the bone stick for now. And we'll see. We'll see. Maybe somebody goes into the mystical part. We'll see, because he's kind of into the mystical part, so who knows? Maybe Fleebs might become our mage. We shall see. Let's train and get Hubas into the next level. There we go. They're training on their little dummies. 1 day passes. Also, each of these fields seems to push onwards one of the passing days. So, now we can choose one of 4. Do we want to go into empathy? And apparently empathy is all around buffing and healing. Do we want to go into mysticism? That's all about magic. Do we want to go into rationality? That's all about snares and traps and the like. Or brutality. Since already this kind of indicates us that we are in this empathy area with Hubas, let's go there. The bonus pick has no effect on the available skills, so we got a max HP or even higher dodge chance. We already have quite a high dodge chance. We also have quite a high HP with 90, so I would rather go with dodge chance here. And now we have basically active and passive skills, kind of wild cards to pick. And I can choose one of 2. Keep in mind, if you hover over one card, it will show you what's beneath the other. So this already has a 4-star. That is a huge impact. There we go. We see the other one behind it. See? 2-star card. Only a 1-star, 1-star. I would very likely choose this card here, but let's go for another passive skill and have a look. Validate. What do we get here? Inspiring Speech. All allies gain 3 AP for 1 turn. Gain +2 dodge every 2 levels starting at level 1. The Dance. That's also not a bad thing to have from the get-go, from the very beginning, but we're already level 3. So let's go with the Inspiring Speech as our next ability. We're gonna finish, and it will put itself down there to the hotkey 3. Perfect. The rest is over. And now we can let them go automatically, or I can speed them up by clicking. Spot the light of a campfire away from the main roads. A daunting figure is arched above it, staring at the flames. Your presence still hasn't been noticed. Shut up, I know what it needs. Let's warm together. Let's watch from a distance. Thinking they're alone, the stranger takes off their coats. What you see underneath makes you hold a scream. They have no scales. After observing them for a while, you suddenly walk away with a lot of questions and no answers. Our initiative has gone down. A cowardly move. Interesting. So, let's see how adventures are moving forward to the next encounter. Look at the art style in the background. Like a huge monument back there. You're finally at the watchtower, but something's wrong. A black and gooey mud with an acrid smell drops from the door. Looks like the shade has already claimed the place. Flee the tower, turn away and leave. Let's flee the tower. You're running away with all your strengths wherever you can go, as long as it's not that corrupted place. When you finally come back to your senses, you realize that you have no idea where you are. It takes you time finally to get back to the right track. The fog moves up, you lose 3 days. Oh boy. That's a bad move. That's a bad move. Look at that statue in the background. Big claps again to the art direction of this game. Such a unique vibe. Such a unique vibe. Let's push forward to our next fight. Again, a flayed guard. This time it has a different color, like a greenish thing. Okay, we have 2 of you. So we know we want to stand all around you because we get the extra dodge thing, right? So you're kind of dodgy, and you are standing over here. Beautiful. your range, I cannot see your range ahead of the deployment phase. Maybe have it ahead of the deployment phase might be a cool idea to have. So you can already have look, okay, how far can they go? Where do I position myself? New rounds. We are rolling very nicely. So they cannot reach us at all. He will come next. And then we will be up next. And he will be up next. So I'm gonna move over here. I'm gonna place a snare. No, I want to play the snare one closer, but that's okay. That's okay. We're gonna leave there. So I'm gonna move up here and end. Gonna move up here and end. Mad screeches. There we go. A little bleed going on. We are gonna increase our physical strength by this war cry. You gotta stay there. New roll. Very good. Poorly rolled. We nearly have a full round before anybody of his buddies can do anything. So what I'm gonna do is we are gonna... I think I'm gonna push for that one in the back. Let's do it. We're pushing for that one. Attack. That's a 13. Let's stab him again. That's a... Oh, yes, baby. That's what I'm talking about. So we are gonna stab him to death. And we're gonna move up, I think. I wonder if there's like an area of attack. Like if you move away from somebody, he will attack. Or maybe if that's even an extra ability or something like that. So many possibilities. So I'm gonna move over here, and I'm gonna place a snare over there, just in case. If he attacks, or wants to attack me. So... just gonna move up. He goes for living steel or something. I'm gonna move up here and heal our buddy with a 7. Better than nothing. Ooh, nice roll with a 12. We gotta wait, because I would like to push in another heal. No, the heal is on cooldown, as I thought. Never mind. Let's try our new inspiring speech. Everybody. Nice. Even he got the boost. That's really powerful. So let's move up here and stab. Stab. Another one bites the dust. We are having a very good run. A very good run so far. I don't know if this is beginner's luck or whatnot, but we are doing really good. No level up, sadly. Do we get any loot? There we go. We got 2 items. We got a bone stick. The same one as before. And a flaying axe. Careful not grab at the wrong end. It inflicts bleeding. But it has an action point 4 modifier. 5 to 8. Let's have a look. Maybe we're gonna give this to our brutish character. To hit somewhat alike, but inflict also bleeding. The Flakeguard finally gives its last breath, or rather its last roar. Take a closer look at the beast. Why do the monsters roam the wilderness? Where do they come from? The examination doesn't bring you much of an answer, but it's quite alright. You like yourself a good mystery. Getting 15 XP points. And that's enough for level ups. Perfect. So we are having here you a lot in rationality. We gotta focus on that arc. So 16 crit damage for power. We're gonna go for crit damage, or I could do a reroll. But 19, oh, it's a 19. 19 is, I think, a good roll. I don't know how far the ranges of numbers will go. I guess you will learn this with time and know when to reroll or not. With a green passive skill and a normal active skill. Let's have a look. So Inflatable Instinct. Give the target ally 6 initiative for 3 turns. Cost me 1 SP. Inflict -3 initiative to all adjacent enemies. That sounds better. That sounds like a better passive to have. Get -3 initiative on everybody who's standing next to it. So these are brutality, of course. What do we get here? Max HP and 2 strength. Deal more physical damage. Let's go with more damage. Although the 13 strength sounded also pretty nice to have. Oh, we have a 3-star passive beneath it. Gotta go for that. The Scale Breaker. He ignores defense. Oh, baby. Let's go for that. That might be powerful. There we go. We analyzed them, and we got some XP. So, another rest. We're good in health. You got over here the -2 initiative. If we rest, everything that it has been built up, positive and negative effects during your run down there, will be resetted. We are doing quite healthy. This is coming closer though. But I would say we train. Or another level up on Fleebs. Let's do that. Beautiful dev trains. We are on day 13. And we have a level up on Fleebs. So, you're a mix of wisdom and brutality here. Let's go with wisdom with you. So, 3 magical power. Yeah, why not? Let's go. Good, we have 2... Let's go for the green passive. Validate. Gives 15 initiative to all party members until they play their first turn. Premonition. This is very powerful. That kind of probably guarantees us for having the full crew to go at its first turn. Wow. That's a good one, Fleebis. That's a good one. So, let's keep pushing. What do we get? Oh, look at that. There's some shade stuff coming up slowly. You start to walk with your guard up. You spot a dark mass on the side of the roads. A swarm of flies seems very interested in it. It looks like what's left of a Harstek carcass. Let's study it. If it's already flies around it, I don't want to harvest it. Study it. You try to get closer, but the flies come at you and they sting. Get out of there, but a little late. This will itch for days. You lose 12 health. Ow. Well, we got bitten quite nicely. Look at that coming closer. Not menacing at all. Day 11. Yeah, everything down here triggers the sheet to come closer one point. Get ready for a fight. Let's open inventory first. We have the axe here. Axe is 5 to 8. This is a high crit chance though. And hits twice. With this one I can only attack once. Huh. I think I might leave it. I think I might leave it as it is. Because the one, oh, you can attack twice. With the other one, only once. But it does do a bleed damage on it. But the bleed damage is not high enough to justify the one lack of attack. So we shall see. Scorpions. So, Flayhounds, 40, Scorpions, short stick. Scortic, not short stick. Creepy crawling creatures will sting anyone who ventures into the territory before hiding back underground waiting for the poison to act. Is this like an indicator it will attack and flee? Oh man, it looks menacing and disgusting. So, let's see if we can go for the Flayhounds then. We gotta be first. We are gonna be first as we are having a high initiative thanks to the passive. So let's be super aggressive. There we go. 23, 20, 25, 23. Yeah. That passive is fantastic. So I could do a sneer and an attack. Oh wow. Question is the AI dumb enough to step into the sneer? So it will go down and probably the straightest path possible. Let's put a snare over there. Let's see if it steps into it. We shall see. We definitely gotta get some stings in here. So, stabby stab. Beautiful. Up next. Oh, if I step over here, I won't be able to attack, though. I just recognized. Well, we're just gonna get in place then. Good. Let's move in. It's another stab. And another one. And let's move up and heal you. That's a 10. That's a beautiful, beautiful run. Mad. Oh my goodness. He slammed me back and forth and runs into me and charges. Wow. Wow. This is nasty. He's already poisoned and whatnot. Oh boy, oh boy. This is not good at all. Let's move around here. Let's stab you to death. Let's see if we can lure him into stepping into that. Oh, nice. Dodged. Dodged that nasty attack. So, the Flayhound. Let's kill it. Let's step one closer. End the turn. So this is a piece of one turn. I need to increase my initiative. Smack him. It's a 14. I'm gonna move inside to give everybody some dodge chance. I'm a little bit afraid of him being poisoned. And probably gonna die from that. So this is taking me movement points away. So I can walk by everyone. And since we're standing still, I can go with 2 attacks on him. And kill it even. And move one front. New round. Oh, he's first. He will die of poison. There we go. In comes the spirits. I would have loved for the spirit not to be triggered already. But it is what it is. Let's move up. Let's put that snare up. He's bleeding. He might die from the bleed. So, let's move over here. I cannot heal yet. Damn it. There we go. Bleed is happening. And it dies in its little... Ooh, that was harsh. That was a harsh bang up from those creatures. Oh my goodness. I did not expect them to hit that hard and go so aggressive on us. Time to loot. We're getting a claw pendant. Much more elegant than the crocodile tooth. Immune against poison. Quite heavy to wear, but very chic nonetheless. Minus dodge, but plus spiritual points. This might be something for a mage. We don't really have somebody who's spiritual or shamanistic on the move. But the other one, immunity to poison, sounds superbly good. I might give that to our squishy one, who just completely got wrecked by it. Oh boy, the shadow's coming closer. So we are all full health. Spiritual points are okay-ish. I would say we train, so we're getting better. And then after here, we're gonna do some runs to get the shade away, hopefully. Oof. Shade is coming closer. This is terrifying. Not gonna lie. Ubas. Let's see. Let's get better in your empathy. Max HP and your dodge even higher. Let's do your dodge even higher. Ooh, a 3-star and a 2-star. Let's see. Heal 2 SP when an ally dies, and additionally gain 1 permanent AP and 1 permanent SP if an ally wasn't in the party. Oh boy. Motivation. The target gets movement points +2. This sounds better. And it's a 0 cost card, so this is kind of a no-brainer. Let's take this one. Super supporter, our dear Hubas. Let's keep moving. Hubas now in the front, the shadow coming closer. Totally not terrifying. You cross paths with some wanderers and recognize their clothing and weapons. They're scouts from the Lua News Caravan. They offer help and guidance in the long road that still awaits you. Let's travel with them for a bit. You travel and becomes loud and entertaining considering everything that you discuss with the wanderers. They've traveled so much and learned so many things. You get XP points for that. The shadow is coming closer. Oh wow. Oh wow. While you're walking together, the wanderers start asking questions about the shade. They too have been monitoring its progress. What do you know about it? Tell about the warriors from your village. Speak of the mountain. It's Mikalos. Chances are probably higher that... Let's speak of the mountain. You explain what you have been through. A success. Nice. They drink about every word and have to say about, completely absorb the story, so the threat is even greater than anticipated. It's rare that you will not be alone in your quests. Oh, strength goes up by 5. And such, the shade is coming closer. Oh boy. And we're now coming to a boss fight. Let's go. Get ready to fight the Molten. Oh boy, sounds terrifying. So, you are getting the not being able to be poisoned necklace. Perfect. Let's attack. Oh, it spreads. It shoots fire. Okay. So probably standing close up together might not be a good idea, because it might spit us full with fire. And wow, these are a lot of enemies. I wonder how far his range is. Matsil. Luan. Gives all allies some extra power. Okay, I might bring everybody down there, except of one. So Phlebes will go up to here, together with Mikalos. Exactly. And who else? I think you've got to bring down here. Okay, perfect. No, let's stand apart. Good, get ready. They're all having got a bad rolls, for we will have high rolls. Wow. Probably go for me right away. Let's see. I'm gonna move over here and trust the snare up there. Beautiful. We're done. I'm gonna move up closer. Let's see. No, I don't want to move that close. Oh, man. One step behind would be good. I would love here and please redo button. End the turn. Then... let's throw in some motivation. For Umaja. Allies gain this turn extra AP. Inspiring speech. And I'm gonna run behind here. End turn. So let's do a war cry so everybody gets stronger. Dodged it. Perfect. It's getting mad. A strong attack there. Oh, because of the parry that was active. That's beautiful. Illusion. What did that mean? And new rounds. Let's see. Oh, some high rolls on the enemies. I don't like that. Smacked away my die. There's some curses happening. There's some bleeding happening. There's another nasty smack. Whoops, missed. So what is going on with you, mister? You have illusion. Get plus 25 dodge for 1 turn. Okay. So let's see. It's our snare guy now. Our friends are having a little bit of a trouble, but quite high some trouble. So let's do some stabbing and some more stabbing and get rid of one of the creatures. That's great. I could even move closer and attack the other one. There we go. 2 creatures down. Oh, this is beautiful. Let's move up. Wow. Wow. I did not expect that fire thing. That was nasty. So we're moving up here. And we got a flail. And we shredded him to death. Okay, okay. I did not expect that. And turn. So I would love to reach you and heal you. But I will heal flags instead. There we go. I'm healing. His bleeding is also gone. I'm gonna stand in between for the dodge chance. And we are gonna stab and crit. Oh my goodness gracious. Let's go. And I'm gonna move forward. Because we're gonna help in there for the attack. New rounds. Oh boy, oh boy. So, moving up here. I cannot place a trap. I mean, I could place a trap down here in case he wants to come down. He's bleeding. He shoots. There we go. Just the dragon thing remains. So, I would like to stand next to you in case I can heal. Oh, it's 2 turns until the heal. That's a bummer. Let's move up there. He's being burned and shooting. Dodges. And there comes the death of him. Let's go in. We're attacking. First attack. Oh, next attack. It's a crit. Beautiful. Let's move away from him. A new round. He rolled a 9. He's second in roll to go. Let's move up here. Let's place a trap down there. Just in case. Stop the turn. He's attacking. 10 damage. Decent. Nothing special. It's decent. He's probably gonna go for that guy up there, but let's move in. On a parry, shoots, and dodges. Let's give everybody... Let's get somebody motivation. That would be you in this case. Perfect. And I'm gonna move up because everybody stands next to me gets extra dodging. Perfect. Good. Let's increase our damage with a war cry. Stab. Stab again. New rounds. He has a 9. Nothing higher than 9. It's his turn first. That's a shame. And down he goes. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Lovely for the caravan guys that came with us. With a fight alongside the Lua now. Or the Lua Nu. Available for all characters upon the next level up. As well as for all new games. Lua Nu's Smoke. Whatever that means. We got a new ability card. So as we are moving forward, we get all these new ability cards. So every turn or every run will be more unique. You have more abilities, more cards to go for, more possibilities to make your builds work. Let's see if we can get a magical thing with you, because your power is quite high. So let's go for mysticism, max HP, or magical defense. Let's go for magical defense. Oh, there we go. There we go. And then let's have Graddle's Ray, a passive one. Mental Destruction. Inflict -6 AP, -3 movement points, and -50 dodge to an enemy target for 1 turn. But it costs me 2 spiritual points. Or give 1 maximum SP to all members. Let's go for Mental Destruction. Might be a good last resort thing to have. It sounds nasty. Sounds nasty. So, what do we got over here with you? Let's go for Rationality. We got 18 crit damage. Let's go for that. And passive. So should I grab... Do you want 2 actives? Let's grab 2 actives. Validate. Slicing Trap. Inflicts damage and bleeding for 3 turns. Cost me 4. Let's do that. Slicing Trap. Instead of the Snare. So, Brutality. What do we get? 2 strength or max HP 14. Let's go with the +2 strength. Strength up to 10. And let's go for some active ones this time. Low Blow. Inflicts physical damage, removes movement points for the target for 1 turn, inflicts weapon damage, and -3 defense. Powerful Stroke. This one is a spiritual point. This one is an low blow thing. Okay. Minus defense sounds good, but his SP is not that high. It's on 4. But then again, I have nothing that uses SP, so let's go with the Powerful Stroke. Because then we can use this and attack as well. Nice. Time to loot. What do we get? Wow. 4 items even. I love how they move it in and just boom, 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 boom. Outdated gun. Look at that. A gun worn by the passing of times. Maybe it still works. Nice. And an axe and a bone stick and nuggets. +1 strength. That might be something for our strength guy. Well, we had a very powerful boss fight. And Shade is catching up. We're a little bit in a predicament here. And finishing up our first area. They're up to 7 areas, if I remember correctly from the interview. Please correct me in the comments down below. Game is on sale right now if you like what you see. And also let me know in the comments down below if we should continue this run and make up until the end of it some Let's Play series for it. Let me know if you would like to see that. All the available links and interesting links are in the description. Feel free to check out Aetheris. Feel free to check out their new Kickstarter. And thank you kindly for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a thumbs up. Helps out the channel a lot, and it's free. And we can grow together. Until next time, bye-bye.